Hello, my tarot friends. Today I have a really cool deck to share with you, and it is called the Felt Tarot. It was hand cut and crafted from felt and flocked vinyl. I'm super excited to share this deck with you because I just absolutely adore it. So I'm just gonna go through basics real quick. It comes in this tuck box that personally I feel it's a bit sharp. I feel every time I try to put my cards in, I don't know, I just had a feeling it's gonna damage my cards. So I put it in this beautiful bag instead. It comes with this amazing, huge guidebook that I absolutely love. It has this rose petal finish, which is so lovely to hold and touch. I love that it's not hardcover, but it is soft cover. And I just quickly look into it before we go into the cards. So it says, anticipate, observe, recognize, and sense. That's really cool because this deck has a feel to it. It has a texture to it because it was done by sticking the felt together, which so much craftsmanship went into it. I can't even start saying. So it was created for Barney, who was Jamie's dog, I believe, who passed away in, it says here, on the September 27, 2024. So a foreword and then about tarot and some tarot spreads, about art and design principles that meet tarot, and then card meanings, major arcana, minor arcana, and then we go into the cards. Now let me just show you, for example, the full. So we have a little description of the card, if you will, and then drawing notes. So talking about the image itself, which I really appreciate. And we have like a little saying on bottom, further foolish thoughts. And for example, for the magician, bending reality is my charge. Or for the high priestess, revealing liminal spaces. So it's kind of like a saying, a line that kind of describes the card or the card's principle. And then also we have like this journal excerpt. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it looks like it's the card talking to us. I put the magician here. So I pull up with my bag of tricks, my unfolding table. I capture your curiosity by bending reality. Enter my world of creation. What tool will you select? That one? Are you sure? Is that your final guess? So it kind of feels like Jamie entered the card and spoke as the card's character to us. And yeah, it just feels really flowy. It feels kind of like a channel, which I really like as well. It is an incredible book and it has the same information for majors and minors. Minors have sometimes a bit less, but not much less. And at the back we have, what do we have at the back? Just the afterword and a few blank pages that you can use for notes. And that is it. I love this book. I will read you a few entries later as we go through the cards. So today I'm just going to walk you through the cards. I'm going to give you my observations, my intuitive thoughts that come up, my thoughts about it, what I like, what I dislike, if there's anything that I dislike. I've had this deck for only, I think, 2 to 3 days now, and I absolutely love it. It is so on point. It is beautiful. It has texture to it. It feels like you step into this world. Because of the texture, it just feels 3D. I have another felt tarot that is called Craft Felt Tarot, which has a similar effect, but it is different. If you're interested, I might do a comparison between the two, like side by side, so you can see the differences. One difference that is huge is that in this deck, even though it is made of felt, we still have lines, black lines that were made of vinyl. So that is a huge difference, and it creates more of a drawing feel to the cards. And the craftsmanship of this is incredible. I mean, most of us wouldn't even be able to draw this, and she cut everything out and stuck it together, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I'm gonna go through the majors, and then I'm gonna go like I usually do in numbers. So I'm gonna do all the aces, all the twos, all the threes, etc., so we can compare the cards. One thing that I love about this deck is that it is color coded. I absolutely love that so much. It was so much easier to put it in the order that I wanted to, for example. And when I did the spread so far, you can always see which elements are present, which majors are present, or how many majors are present. So It is really great. I love it so much. Like, I can't even explain in words. So let's start with our Fool. I'm gonna try to be a bit shorter than usually because I feel my reviews have been very long lately. So yes, I love the fact that we have a dog that we also see in the normal Fool card. I love the fact that we have this red feather flying, which gives the feel of freedom and openness. We have present the white flower for purity, obviously the cliff, the mountains, like lots of the lines in the cards are from Rider-Waite-Smith. You will find so many golden nuggets in these cards that you will see, oh, I recognize this. Yes, you do, because it is in the Rider-Waite-Smith. So amazing. The attention to detail. I mean, look at that. On the pouch here, we have an eagle. I'm not even sure in the original there's an eagle, but I suppose it is. So that's really cool. So like high perspective, I suppose. Being close to the divine. Because I suppose when you are that open, you are close to the divine. And then we have our beautiful magician. I love that we can only see one leg here, because that creates an illusion, right? Is this table floating? Is it standing on one leg? Or how many legs does it have? We have Ouroboros on the cloth, which is brilliant. I love that we have crystal ball because it adds to the magic of the magician. We have the flowers, the lilies and the roses present in such a innovative way. I love that this whole image feels like it's floating. And yeah, it's really beautiful. This high priestess is amazing. I love how we have the scrolls here, black and white, that they act as pillars. I love the Fibonacci here. That is actually a staircase going into the depths, which reminds me of Persephone, right? Because she is in the underworlds for half a year. So she's not afraid to dive deep into the subconscious and then come back into the conscious. And the high priestess is someone who is walking between these two realities, right? I love that we have the triple goddess here. We also have the moon here, the waters, right? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You can actually see, oh, genius. You can actually see a little bit of the scroll at the back, which is what also the high priestess shows you, like a tiny bit of a scroll. She shows you just enough to call you, to draw you in, you know, so beautiful. The Empress, again, another Fibonacci here. A lot of sacred geometry, right? I love it. The abundance, the shield with the Venus sign. Our weeds here. We have the river, which is beautiful. I love that we have the forest that goes deep within. So it kind of feels like she's very deep. And the sun at the back is very warm and welcoming and caring. And I love that this is braided and it feels like it's made of wheat, if that makes sense. And we have the 12 stars still. It's like so amazing. The way she did this, it's incredible. This card is one of the first cards that I looked at because the Emperor is my birth card. Like if you add the numbers together, it comes to number 4, which is, well, and Death. So the Death and Emperor. And these two cards are brilliant in this deck. I absolutely love them so much. So we have civilization, so structure, civilization, but out of it we have the nature, right? The flowing river, the mountains. So I feel like, oh, this card is so deep on so many levels. So we also have a cross here, which symbolizes the body, the physical, the matter. So we have a square type of shape here that symbolizes the structure, the stability, the boundaries, right? So it's kind of like creating the boundaries, and within those boundaries there are rules that we follow, but also being open enough to sometimes look outside of the box, right? It is so brilliant, I can't even. And then the purple mountains there. Why they're purple? Purple is associated with the higher chakras, right? With the divine, with connection to the universe, with the subconscious, if you will, with a higher knowledge. Higher knowledge, see, the mountains, higher knowledge. And then outside is even higher knowledge. And we have red, which is associated, of course, with the Emperor, the power, the passion, the Mars. I'm going to be gushing, so please forgive me because this deck is just incredible. The Hierophant is another of my birth cards because I'm Taurus and this is a Taurus card. I love how we have these different spheres that are part or represent our world We have the rose and the lily again. I love that we have chesters on the bottom, black and white, right? The dualities. I love that we have the two keys here in the middle, like the Hierophant offers you the keys. Which key are you going to take? It's also two keys, right? I never thought about that. We don't have one key. We have two keys. It's kind of like in the Matrix when you get offered, or Neo gets offered two pills, red and blue. Which one are you going to take? Are you going to take the pill that shows you reality and teaches you reality as you know it, learning things that will allow you to work within that reality, or are you open to take the other one that is going to open a totally new reality to you that is going to be shocking, different, and not very pleasant because change is hard, right? And 5 is the number of change. I'm sorry, I'm going into the really weird headspace. Sorry about that. Okay, we are only at the Lovers. I need to hurry up. Okay, so I love that we have a nudge to Marseille here. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but we have 3 choices here, right? We have 3 people on the Marseille card. We have an arrow with a heart, which reminds me of the Cupid. We also have the nudge to the Rider-Waite-Smith, of course, with the fire, with the snake, with the apples. We have heart within a heart, and we have a tree that is growing from that heart, and that heart has mountains and clouds, and we have the nudge to the angel and the sun. I think I could go into, and the dualities, right? We have the above, the sun, the sky, and we have the below, the earth. We have little hearts here in the pink sky. So we have green and pink, which is the heart chakra colors. There's so many hearts. Look, the veins are in the shape of the heart as well. How genius. I mean, I can see, I think she said in one of her comments or not interviews, what are they called? Videos, that she's the most proud of this deck, which I understand. I mean, the physical labor that went into it and the imagination that she put into it to bring the symbology in such a refreshing way. It is so good. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, so we have the Chariot, one eye open, one eye closed. We have the water, which I really appreciate because, you know, it is the Cancer card. So the Cancer is the sign, the water sign. What I find interesting is that the water is in between these two sphinxes. So it's kind of like going with the flow, but also going maybe against the flow. Maybe it's against the flow, right? Pushing against the flow, because you need to be very determined in the Chariot card to achieve what you want to achieve. And I love that we have the nudge to victory here as well, which is really cool. We have the moons and the stars, and I love that we have the planets at the background as well. Wow, it is so amazing. Like, I could probably spend 10 minutes on each card, but I can't do that. So a diamond and a lion for the strength card. And in the book, it says something like, only under pressure, the diamond is made. Isn't that beautiful? I love this Hermit card so much. I love that they are the Hermit. Oh, yes, I say they, right? One thing I adore about this deck is that there's no people. Lately, I've been really leaning towards the cards that don't have people on them. So either animal cards or pip cards or pipish cards. So this is perfection to me. Like, it's perfect. So I love the fact that we are in a cave. The cave is frozen. So kind of like you're frozen in time and you are going through things within you. Also a nudge to ancestry because of the cavemen, right? Caves. So I love that. I love that we have the staircase up or down, like the internal light. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. It's so amazing. So this is the Wheel of Fortune, which I was looking at it yesterday and I noticed that we have red, blue, yellow, and green, which obviously represents the elements, right? The fire, water, air, and earth. And it is repeated three times. And you could read a lot into just that. So we have 3 times 4, which is 12, which could be the 12 months, right, in a year, which could be a nudge to just passing time or even seasons. We have all the symbology here. I actually wish that I brought my Rider-Waite-Smith and put it next to it, because then we could just compare it. But Yeah, so we have the angels in this deck are Seraphima. I think that's how I pronounce it. So they're the highest angels, and the highest angels don't look like people. They look kind of creepy, but I suppose all the things that we are not used to look creepy at first. I found them creepy when I started reading, and then I just got used to them, and they're kind of cute now with their big eyes. So yeah, so this is the Wheel of Fortune. The Justice card is very interesting because the sword is stuck in the rock. Actually, I'm gonna read you this card just because I am interested in what she wanted to portray here. In our heart we know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. The passing of a sentence comes down to the stories we tell and whether they are believed. Balance must be maintained. If it is out of sync, then it must be restored. Drawing notes. This one is kind of dark, I'll admit it. However, if I'm being honest, when you find yourself in any court, whether the legal system or of public opinion, things can go dark real quick. I wanted to show you how justice has evolved from being a literal chopping block with the executioner's axe to the scales for balance as a measure of innocence. The sword even brings an Excalibur tone. Only the true of heart can dislodge it. Justice can be swift when the verdict comes down. It's up to truth to decide how we make out. Keeping in line with the Rider-Waite-Smith symbolism, I kept the red curtain backdrop between two pillars, the golden light emanating from the top. The sword is present, however. It now houses symbols from the judge's robe on its hilt as it becomes part of the scales. The truth just is. I don't want to read everything because it's a lot in the book, but this is amazing, isn't it? I love this Hanged One because we have the caterpillar that is turning into a butterfly. A perfect depiction for me for the Hanged One, because the caterpillar is in a very uncomfortable place. Literally their body dissolves and then becomes something else. I mean, that's mental. Just think about it. That's mental. And it's very uncomfortable, but it's for a reason, right? So they come on the other side completely transformed. This death card is so good. It's one of my favorite death cards ever. I love how we have the skeleton that is basically sand and the passing of time. Death comes for everyone in their time. Whenever it's time for them, right? For this person. The time comes for all of us. Of course, if you look inside here, we have a picture from the Rider-Waite-Smith as well, which is really cool. And here we have our first angel. I love how we have blue and red. So alchemy, if you put blue and red together, you get purple. And we have purple mountains at the back, which is really cool. So this card gives me the alchemy vibes more than the healing vibes. Although, again, I mean, angels, they can heal you, right? Whatever you wish for. What do you wish for, you know? And the angels are going to bring you that. But you need to be in balance, because your prayers or your mantras or whatever is only going to work when you feel aligned with what you're saying. So that is really cool. Oh, the devil. The devil is very interesting as well. We have another angel, so I feel like it's the fallen angel, right? There's so much symbology there. I love how these two candles are chained, but then it also, to me, tells me, right, candles are burning. So even if you look at the devil from a positive perspective, like, you know, enjoying your deepest pleasures or whatever, there is a time limit to them. You can't just do that, you know, forever. Because if you eat chocolate cake every day for every meal, for example, I mean, it's not going to be pleasurable anymore or pleasant anymore, right? It's not going to be tasty anymore. So it kind of tells you that you need to put limits on those things. Otherwise, you know, the pleasure isn't pleasure anymore, which I find very interesting. I'm not sure if that was intended, but that's what I read from these two candles there. I love the fact that the tower is atomic bomb or the atom split, because that's exactly what the tower is. It's complete destruction, complete change of reality as you knew it. Let me read the tower, because this is so interesting, because obviously this is a split of an atom, right? So let's look into our book. This is life-changing, the shake-up needed. Energy has been building towards this moment for a while. Have you felt the charged air? All that's needed is a spark, a sudden lightning strike. Things will not be the same. I feel that the world is in this state right now. I think all of us feel something is coming and is going to change things as we know it. That's my feeling. I feel something's going to happen and the reality as we know it is no longer going to be. I don't want to go into this because we're going to be here for 3 hours, but yeah. Okay, so drawing notes. I was heavily inspired by the atomic bomb with this one, blowing the top off the tower, leaving a crown in its wake. I wanted to show how, when we experience a moment that shakes us to our core, life cannot go on how it was. What better representation than splitting of atoms, a moment in time that shifted the course of our world's future. Some good, some bad. It's only after things settle that we can see it for its true nature. The clouds ripple out, present through the blast, skewing the view. Dust and debris take up space in the sky. Embers cascade down to mirror the 21 flames that fall from the classic Rider-Waite-Smith Tower. That's really cool. In this version, the figures are replaced with the atoms themselves, red and blue, caught up in the cataclysmic event. Waves crash around the catch, where whatever lands in the wake. An unexpected shake-up. Wow. The star. Beautiful. I feel like heal yourself and heal the world, because one is inside and one is on the outside. That's what I get. And we have these flowers that are made of hearts, which is beautiful. I feel like, I don't know, this card to me speaks about love for some reason. I have no idea why, but it does. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And this representation of the moon is so cool and so dark. I don't know if you noticed, but this here resembles the crabs. What are they called? You know, these things. Their hands. I don't know. Oh man, it's so good. And I love that it's eclipse. Eclipses have very strong transformative energy. I don't know. The darkness meets the light, right? The darkness meets the light. That's what I get here. The sun, gorgeous. I love that we have okay, so we have a beautiful mandala that I believe is the flower of life. We have the sunflower, beautiful horse. It is just gorgeous. And this sun rays remind me of the sun rays on the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith sun card. Judgment, another angel. And I love that we have orbs coming up. It's kind of like our soul is rising up, right? The world. If it's done it this way, you can see that it looks like an eye. And I believe that Jamie said in one of her videos that that was not intentional. It just happened. And it's a really good coincidence because I love it. It's kind of like if you see this as an eye, right? It's kind of like your eyes are truly open and you recognize everything as it is and you feel comfortable in that because it's kind of like your third eye opened, which would make a perfect sense for the world card, right? Because you are transcending into the next chapter and you have to have your eyes open in order to get to that stage. I love it so much. It's beautiful. Ace of Wands. Where there is smoke, there is fire. And I love the progression of these, the Wands cards with fire actually. But yeah, let's go now into our aces. Okay, so I believe that the aces were the first cards that Amy created and they're absolutely gorgeous. Oh my god, they're so beautiful. I can't choose my favorite basically. Like I said, where there is smoke, there is fire. I love that we have a house here with the smoke coming out of it as well. And the sun. Love it. I love this Ace of Cups. The fact that the lotus flower is red, to me, is really cool because I connect red to the root chakra. And the root chakra is where you feel at home and you feel really safe and grounded, right? And it's beautiful because Ace of Cups, I love that we have like wings made of water here, represents that open heart where you're so open that, you know, the divine can come in kind of thing and bless you open from the inside out. And the fact that you are at the same time feeling safe and rooted and secure, it just makes sense with Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords, we have these clouds actually bringing, in this three, the clouds bringing the element. And if you notice, these two clouds are very fluffy and sweet, and this is smoke. But these clouds here are a bit more gray, which is very interesting. They feel a bit more edgy. I want to say edgy. And we see mountains in the back as well. They're purple. Again, like I said many times before, I see swords very spiritually on the highest plane possible. If you take the swords and you look at them from the highest possible perspective, the most spiritual perspective, they can be very enlightening. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles. I love that we have palm trees here because they represent something, and I forgot what it was, but the palm trees are also represented on the High Priestess card that people usually miss on the veil, and they represent something, and I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I love this so much. I love how in the Two of Wands we have the World there. It's beautiful. I love how now one wand is burning and one is there, so it's kind of like it's like the opposites, right? The burning one and the non-burning one. And I love how the view is kind of like in a circle, so it's envisioning, planning the future, right? It's not yet doing it, but it's in your mind's eye. You're like, or in your chest, you're feeling, you know, you kind of know what you want, and you're trying to imagine how it's going to plan out. So that's amazing. I love the Two of Cups so much. It's gorgeous. I love how we have this abundance of water dripping out, the snakes that have the wings made of water again, which I love. And we have a house there again. I'm not sure if this house is presented in the original Rider-Waite-Smith, because I noticed actually in this deck that there are lots of houses there, and I have never noticed them in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but the truth is I don't use it enough. So I'm just going to get her newest deck that is coming out, which is called the 1909 Rider-Waite-Smith Deluxe Edition, I think, by Jamie Sawyer. I'll link her website in the description box below, and you can check it out. It's coming out this week. I'm not sure when this review is going to be out, but around the time that it's out, her pre-orders are going to be live. So this is one of my favorite Two of Swords ever. I love how we have the mirror, and the mirror is partially covered. So it's kind of like that fear to really look into the mirror. You know, it's kind of like you know what you have to do, but you're too afraid to look at it. But you should look at it. You should take that sheet off and look into the mirror. And oh my god, I want to see what it says in the book actually. It's because I haven't read it yet, so I need to know. Limit distractions and outside influences. In the space of reflection, you will need to block out the noise. Scry in the mirror. What do you see? Oh man, I love that. Self-reflection. Amazing. Two of Pentacles. It's so smart. Like, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We get that juggling feel. We get that the ocean is kind of wild thing, and the ships and the different ships. So you're obviously juggling two different things or more different things. But it feels in control, you know. It feels in control. Also that sun at the back. So it's gorgeous. I love the threes so much. I mean, I love the whole deck. There's not one card I don't like, I think. Let's see, but I think there's no cards that I don't like. So this Three of Wands feels very spacious, very open. It feels like expansion. I love how we have two smokes are moving more slowly, and this smoke is kind of like ready, and it feels a bit impatient, you know. It feels a bit impatient. But the sun is coming out, and we have ships here floating out into the sea. So to me, this represents not things ships coming back, but in the process of you have sent out the ships. So you are in the movement. But what is the next step now? Kind of like you need to stay in the flow of things moving. This Three of Cups is probably my favorite Three of Cups ever, because I'm a musician, so I love music. So this is perfection. Is that, oh my god, I can't even start to explain with words what I feel when I look at this card. It feels like that joy that you get when you listen to a really good song, or even the joy of writing music, you know. And we have cups that are the same, but inside there are three different types of waters. Like the way the waters move is unique to each cup, and I love that, because yeah, with the Three of Cups we usually see three different people coming together, right? Or people in different stages of their life. I don't know, you could read so much in this card. And look, we have hearts at the back. Did you see that? Love, right? Love, connection, flow, music, joy, enjoyment, openness, all that comes to mind when I look at this card. This one is really interesting because it is obviously very dark and very gray, but if you pay attention, we have an eye made of clouds here, and this eye is crying, and it's telling me that yes, things are hard and painful and uncomfortable, and you feel betrayed perhaps, or, you know, stabbed in the back, whatever. But it's important that through that pain, and through washing away the pain, and through feeling that, whatever you're feeling, and because the eyes closed, so to me that feels kind of like the introspection, the thinking things through, letting it all overflow you then expand and grow. And obviously we have a shape of a heart here as well, which is amazing. So the Three of Pentacles is I love that it's actually not golden pentacles. That was one thing that I was thinking, oh, the pentacles are not gold, but they're not gold yet because you're in the process of making something, right? I love that. It's kind of gray. It's not very colorful yet, but the work itself, it's usually not the most comfortable part, right? Especially in the threes. In the 8, we're doing the work and we're enjoying it. In the 3, we just bring different ideas, different aspects of ourselves, collaborating with people perhaps. We are in a situation where we need to vocalize what we want to create and bring our specialties to the table, but we also need to be open and listen to others. And that sometimes is not the most fun thing to do, I'm going to say. So I love that. I love that so much. These 4s are amazing. I love them. So we have, what are they called? Sparklers in the 4 of Wands, which makes sense, right? Because sparklers are used in the situations where we're celebrating like a New Year's Eve or something. And it just brings that, I don't know, happiness, energy, spiritual connectedness, spiritual foundation. The 4 of Swords, we have another angel here, which is really cool. It's kind of like, basically this sword is not floating, it's set into this wall, let's say. And I love that. It's kind of like you create a boundary. No, that's enough. I need a break. I need to, you're kind of stopping those 3 swords. It's kind of like if we had 3 swords that are painful before, here you created a boundary. Now it's enough. Now it's enough. I'm not going to allow that into my space anymore. And the angel is blessing you at the back. And it's also healing you, I feel. Yeah, there's so much you could read into these cards. It's amazing. I love that it's purple eye as well. Because purple, connection to the crown chakra, right? I feel like connection to the above. Kind of like learning from the painful experiences of the 3. In the 4, we kind of internalize it and draw the boundaries. And I don't know, we decide what we allow into our space and what we don't allow into our space, if that makes sense. I love this 4 of Cups because this cup, like, not only it's like shining and obviously very holy looking, but it's coming on this big tsunami wave towards you. And even though there's no people, it feels like this setting here, it feels like this 3 cups or tree or whatever being that is not there is ignoring that because it's coming from behind. It is so well done. And I love how this tree has the roots over these cups here. It's kind of like holding on to them, 4 of Pentacles. I love it so much. We have jewels, we have a crown. So obviously we have lots of physical abundance, and we're calculating, like we are calculating our money or finances. So it's kind of like, it's not just talking about hoarding things, but also being wise with money, I love that. 5 of Wands. I love this 5 because to me it represents a bit different point of view. Usually we have 5s that are fighting, but here it feels like that next step, right? Where it asks you, how can you, even though we have different ideas, different opinions, whatever, different points of view, how can you all bring those together to create one big flame that is going to burn? And that's amazing. I love that. This 5 of Cups is also incredible. I love how this dark cloak is like, it feels like it's falling onto these 3 cups. And it's kind of like, it feels like this cloak made those cups fall down as well, this dark cloak. So it's asking you, are you this dark cloak? Are you the one that is creating, the misery that you're feeling? Are you the one that is not letting go of certain things, even though you have things to celebrate and to be appreciative about? In the scenery outside of the window, we have the similar view as on the original Rider-Waite-Smith. We have a bridge, right? And we have a beautiful scenery. So it's like, just look out of the window, man. Stop focusing on this misery. 5 of Swords. Burning, breaking bridges. Such a cool interpretation of the card. To me, it's like, I ask myself questions. So in the 5 of Swords, we know it's a conflict, right? But did you have to burn the bridges? Did you have to break the bridges? We see 2 swords standing up and 3 are down. But usually those, I don't know, it feels like this person or character has all 3. So they had to, it's kind of like they had to threw the 3 swords down in order to keep the 2. So those bridges had to be broken. It's not comfortable, but it had to be done. So it's a very different point of view for me, at least in this moment in time, how I see this card, which is really cool. This Five of Pentacles is amazing because you're locked out. You feel locked out. You feel pushed out. There's snow. It's cold. It's freezing. But you can't enter. The comfort, warmth, not abundance, the safety feels right there, but you don't have the key. Or do you? You know, I love it so much. It's so good. Sixes. Oh, I love the sixes, man. I love all the cards, but yeah, love this so much. The horse, the plants that represent the victory, like we saw in the Chariot card. I love that we have burning fire around, but this winning wand has only smoke on it, which is very interesting. So you could read into those things, you know. It's kind of like perhaps this other wands helped you get where you are. I love it. I love it so much. And we have golden medal, which obviously represents victory, right? Winning something. Six of Cups is brilliant. Come on. I mean, obviously childhood, right? And I read that card as going into our, like, often some sort of childhood trauma or event that happened that is now shaping you as a person or shaped you as a person. And you kind of need to go back into that and face it. And also, I love that we have this water. It feels like tears to me, you know? It feels like that darker side of the Six of Cups, but it can also be seen as a positive one with all these flowers. You know, if you think of babies, because it's obviously the thing that is above baby bed, that's very positive and happy and in the moment, because babies are in the moment, like literally, they be smiling and laughing, and the next second, they're screaming and crying. So, yeah. Oh, there's so much you can read into these cards. I'm so excited. I can't even explain. Love this because it's so illusionary, right? It's so illusionary, which is funny because Six of Swords should represent clarity. But this ship there, you ask yourself, is it really there or is it not there? But it is definitely moving towards the sunlight and the happy things, right? Because this is very turbulent here. You could go so deep with this card. It's like perhaps seeing the illusions, right? Recognizing what it's not real, and that brings you clarity. Oh yeah, Six of Pentacles, amazing. I love this pouch and the coins are falling out. And we have the scales as well, which is really cool. Like, are you the one giving the money or resources? Are you the one receiving the resources? I love all the cards, like literally all the sixes or fives or fours. Like, I love all of them. Seven of Wands. I love this idea of the fanning the fire. I need to read what it says in the book. I haven't read that yet. I'm curious. Stand your ground. This moment is pivotal. Just because others may join forces against you, it doesn't mean they always know best. Sometimes brilliant ideas come from those who dare go against the status quo. I love that. This card was fun to formulate. I wanted to still show the separation of the wand on top of a hill being approached from below by others. In this rendition, smoke replaces the figure holding the wand at an angle up and away from the flames. The other wands have joined forces to become a fan, thus providing more fuel for the fire to build, fanning the flames. As they become consumed by the flames, the smoke rises higher and your magic stance is untarnished. OMG, it's genius. Okay, I love the fact that all the things in this cups are the same color because that adds into the illusion, into fantasy, into what's real, what's not real. I love that so much. It's amazing. Seven of Swords, very traditional looking. I love that we have like popcorn lying here. It's like, what's going on here? What is actually going on here? Gather the information. Don't just assume what's going on. Seven of Pentacles is actually the card that made me buy this deck. Literally, I saw it and it just spoke to my heart. I know it looks very simple, but it just speaks to my heart. It's like tending to your plants. I love plants so much. I have so many, and tending to them is very important, you know. And some pentacles are bigger, some are smaller, but all in due time, which talks about patience, which talks about dedication, it talks about putting your energy, resources, life force into something to grow more. We have the mountains in the back, which talk about, you know, it's not easy. But yeah, it's just so beautiful. I don't know. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Eights, amazing as well. I love the fact that in the Eight of Wands, we don't have eights flying through the whole 2D type of scenery, but we have eights that are focused onto the point. So bullseye. I love that so much. It's amazing. It's so good. Like inspiration, focus, going with the flow. They are pointing at something and you need to focus to go with them into that space wherever you want to be. This Eight of Cups is genius. It reminds me of the Hermit card. Because it's going in the cave, so it's kind of like those steps when you decide to move, when things are decided and you decided to move away from something that was not good for you. And it's one step at a time, which I love. It's like, it feels like taking time to get out of the situation, and then after, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to do lots of introspection, like the Hermit card, and also 8, 9, right? So this to me is like the Hermit cave here. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's gorgeous. The Eight of Swords is so self-explanatory. It's like you have the brains, they're stuck in, so like you're thinking, the way, it's your mind that it's stuck. And you need to unstuck your own mind. No one else will for you. Eight of Pentacles is very interesting, isn't it? It's like kind of, we have like a castle on here as well. So hitting that nail. And I wonder that redness. Let me see what it says in the book. Practice makes progress. Easy now, steady it goes. This is important. With each finished project we learn. There are aspects of what worked and what did not. Skills are built over time until they become second nature. For this image, I wanted to showcase the earth element and work. A go-do came to mind, excavating through the layers of hardened earth to get to the crystallized core. Oh, I see. That's cool. The pentacles revealed after being carefully extracted from their earthly matrix. Sure, we could take a quick route and smash the rock, but then all of the beauty would be destroyed with it. This is so amazing. Wow. Okay. I wanted to keep the tools in active positions to show that this is a card of preparatory work. There's also a castle on the handle of the little hammer, connecting the imagery to the civilized world. Wow, do you see the depths? I mean, no wonder she's so proud of this deck. I would be too. I mean, come on. It's so great. It is so great. The nines. I love this Nine of Wands because the fire is spreading and then you take one wand out and it stops. And these 3 wands are not burning. So it's kind of like so many interpretations of this card can come to mind. Like, taking a break before you continue, obviously. Otherwise, you're going to burn out, which is the next card, right? The 10 of Wands is usually a burnout. But also reconsidering as well, like, are you going to put it back? Like, is it worth it? Do you really want to do this? And I love how all of these wands here are turning into coil already. It is just so good. It's so good. Okay. The Nine of Wands is really cool. It's very obvious. It's like wishes fulfilled, right? Because we rubbed on a lamp and our wishes came true. And 9 wishes. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I just realized the purple at the back is very similar to our Magician card. It's kind of like, wait, let me see. Do you see it? Do you see that? It kind of reminds me of, the Magician kind of makes the Nine of Cups happen, right? Because if you're a good manifester, your wishes will come true. So, yeah, that is really cool. Okay, Nine of Swords looks very creepy. It goes from the dark into maybe a bit more light, but it's very dark and very like this smoke is creeping on you. I think she talks about how there are roses on the handles and we have planetary associations on the handles, which is very cool, like in the original Rider-Waite-Smith. This is such a cool way of portraying the Nine of Pentacles because we have the falcon, right? People often talk about falcon in a way where they're not sure what exactly it represents. At least this is the videos that I came across. They talk about how falcon could be that, that luxury that only rich people had, like to have time to indulge in the hobbies like that, falconism. I'm not sure if it's called falconism, but yeah. I love that we have a snail. I love that we have grapes. It shows all the luxurious, amazing things that you get with the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, the snail there tells me that you can do things slowly, take your time because you have time, because you have everything that you need. So all you have is time, really, isn't it? It is also in this interesting shape. I wonder if this goes back to the Fibonacci pattern or if it's just random. But yeah, interesting. It's beautiful. 10 of Wands, love it. Very traditional looking. Just the smoke is pushing the fire towards the house. I love in the 10 of Cups we have double rainbow because double rainbows, I love double rainbows. They just, to me, feel like all the wishes coming true that lie deep within your heart. We have a heart here that is formed by the waves. It's just so beautiful and it feels like home, safety. It's like a place where you feel safe and happy and harmonious and your heart wishes are fulfilled. The Ten of Swords is one of the most coolest Ten of Swords. I'm thinking it reminds me of the Schrodinger's cat experiment, where there is a cat in the box and you don't know if it's alive or dead, so that's why it is both at the same time. I don't know why, but that came to mind. It is really cool. I want to read it. I know this review has been very long already, but I just have to read it because it's so different and interesting, and I want to know what she says about it. We've been here before. It's a turning point when everything feels like it's against us, a not so gentle reminder that when we are feeling hypothetical jabs from every angle, it's time to give up. This feels like a surrender. We know when we crawl out of this predicament, things will be different. Circling back to the carnival theme, I wanted this card to reflect the feeling of being in a confident space with swords coming from every angle. Claustrophobia sets in, of course, it's only an illusion. The assistant always exits unsatched. I'm not sure if I pronounced that word correctly. However, there's the fear of what if they don't. The red cloak draped at the bottom is there to emulate, cover up a possible mishap. The black background is pierced by yellow points coming in as a reminder that the sun always rises after the longest of nights, and with it the promise of a new day. So that is very, very cool. The Ten of Pentacles, very traditional looking, but one thing that stood out for me is that we have the Monstera plant at the back. And if you know anything about Monsteras, are that they bring fortune, that they bring abundance into your home. So that is brilliant, amazing. I love it so much. I love that we have a dog and a cat as well, because I love cats. And it's lovely to see a cat in the Ten of Pentacles. Now let's go to our beautiful court cards that are very, very different. And I love that we don't have people, but at the same time it looks like people, and it's just great. So we have Page of Wands, which feels very inspiring with the sun inside of their head, the salamander on the hat. We see that they have salamanders on their cloak. There is a smoke, right? So it's that beginning. Like if you ever created a bonfire, you know that you put that match in, but then the first thing that you see is the smoke. You don't see fire straight away. And I love that for the page. It's amazing. We have the pyramids like in the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Page of Cups is so cute with that big koi fish looking out of the cup. And the cup has the water lily on it as well, which is beautiful. We have the flowers. So they feel like the Page of Cups. And also it feels like they're wearing a belt on their hat, which is really out of the box thinking. This is how I see Page of Cups. It's someone who imagines the unimaginable, if that makes sense. I love this Page of Swords. Look at that bird in there. Is that a blue jay, perhaps? I'm not sure. But yeah, that bird is free and open-minded, and we have birds flying out of their head. It's like open-mindedness, being able to do anything and learn anything and take it all in and take it all out of their head. It's just so great. And the landscape reminds us, of course, of the Rider-Waite-Smith. I love this Page of Pentacles. Like, it's so good. It's like they are gazing at this pentacle, and inside of their head, this reminds me what is inside the head of the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like they're in some sort of palace with a beautiful garden. So it's kind of like they envision everything that they could do with this Ace of Pentacles, how they could take it and make it into something much more. And they're willing to learn. And they know it's not going to be easy, but they're willing to learn. And I love that we have flowers because that talks to me about the innocence, the openness, the innocent type of looking at things where you really believe everything is possible. And it's beautiful. And I love that they have a red hat on their head and red scarf as well. So we have knights, they all have helmets, which is really useful, so you can recognize them straight away. We have a salamander inside here, which is really, really nice. And we have a horse that is red, so it talks about that passion, that drive, that willingness to do things now and straight away and whatever it takes, you know. The Knight of Cups, I love that we have this fish here and the seahorse and a beautiful cup that is full of water, so full of emotion. They're obviously driven by the emotion. It feels like these waves are moving this cup forward, right? We have the beautiful river and we have the clouds in their helmet, which it's kind of like they're dreaming, you know, the person who's always dreaming, they're offering this beautiful pearl here. They have the wings on their helmet and here as well, which I believe is in the Rider-Waite-Smith as well, which talks about, to me, about that someone who maybe has their head in the clouds a little bit, someone who is so romantic and they say all the right things that they know you want to hear, you know. I love this Knight of Swords. I love that it has a heart there as well. So it tells me that, you know, this is a knight that is going to really do what they believe in, you know. I love the reds. And I know that Jamie associates knights with air, but to me it's beautiful because you can read the knights and kings here however you feel like, because the cards kind of allow this, you know, to happen. I love that their swords feel so heavy, you know, and there's like a butterfly on it. And we have pigeons here. I wonder why the pigeons are here. Really amazing. And the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, I love it. I love that we have fields here, like in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And the oak, because the oak grows really slowly. So it takes, the Knight of Pentacles takes their time, you know. And they have the pentacles on their heart space, which is really interesting. Like this guy has a cup on his, I say guy, whatever. That's the nice thing as well about these cards. You can imagine anyone you want, but the knight has a cup on their heart space as well. There's so much I could go into with these cards. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna put the kings and queens together because I like to see if they look at each other, which I think they will. Isn't that interesting? Because if you look at it, it's queen, king, king, queen, king, queen, queen, king, right? So it's not always the same. But you can see that all the kings have their element present. So it's kind of like they're masters of their element, which is beautiful. I love how the king is looking at his queen, but she is looking at the cup. I find that very peculiar. There's so much details in these cards. I mean, wow. I love that there's this fish here because this fish, I believe, is present in the Rider-Waite-Smith card on the floor, I think, or jumping out of the sea on the queen card that lots of people don't see. We have a little rabbit in the Queen of Pentacles. I love that so much. These cards are amazing. I love the King of Swords because this is a crystal, right? So crystals, oh my god, there's so much layers to the crystals that you could go into with the King of Swords because, you know, he's crystal mind, crystal clear comes to my mind. Crystal clear. Things are crystal clear to the King of Swords. This crystal is purple, which again to me speaks of the higher chakra, right? The crown chakra. So they're very connected and composed and kind of like wise as well. The queen has a moth. I think this is a moth, which would make sense, or butterfly. The transformation, someone who's been through a lot. Like we know that butterflies, they, like we said before, they become liquid before they become butterflies. So, you know, she's been through a lot, so she knows things. And her sword is straight, just like in the, I think in the Rider-Waite-Smith, her sword is straight and his is not, which is very interesting. And oh, I love that inside of the king. Oh, look at that, he has that victory, I forgot what it's called, the plant on as well, which is really interesting. So he achieves whatever he puts to his mind, I think. Whatever he wants to achieve, he achieves. Oh, aren't this card just beautiful? Look at this queen. She looks so loving and caring. I love the rose. It's because the pentacles are very sensual as well. People don't talk about it, but pentacles are very sensual. They like the touch. They like physical pleasures, you know, of life. And you can see that in the king and the queen so beautifully. I love this queen because she has the lion and the black cat. So to me, it's like she's a lioness. You know, she's someone who is fierce, who is going to go out and create things. Lionesses are the ones that hunt, not the lions, right? The lionesses are. So they're very active. So it tells me that she's very active and she's magical with the black cat, right? She's not afraid to look into her shadow self and create magic from that place. The king, love it so much. Look at the lion here on his crown. How cool is that? And the salamanders. These king and queens here are so amazing. Like, I can't even explain. Oh man, I could go to so much more detail with these cards. Like I said, we could probably spend 10 minutes on each card, but I don't have the time. We are already over 1 hour here, at least of the raw material. So I'm gonna show you how this deck shuffles. So we can shuffle it just like that. And it doesn't really leave that much of a bow. But of course I have riffle shuffle, so I'm gonna... So it shuffles beautifully, like that. It overhand shuffles amazingly. I really enjoy the sound that it makes, because I feel like it has some sort of coating on top. These cards are printed in the USA, I'm pretty sure. There is the only one thing that I... Wow, look at that, the magician! Ooh, and... the Six of Swords. Well, this is nice. If this is a mini reading for you, look at that. 10 of Swords on the bottom. So something is done, and the way of thinking, your reality as it is done. You can't do anything about it. The only thing you can do is move on, learn from your mistakes, and start again in the magician type of mindset, where you need to understand that everything you have, everything you need is available to you, but you need to be smart enough and open enough to know how to use it. Use your previous experiences in creation of your new reality. Sorry, that is a small reading that I just randomly did that for you, but I wanted to say one thing that is the only thing that I don't like about this whole creation, because it's amazing, and that is, unfortunately, as you can see, the cards, after being used for literally 2 days, started having a bow that goes like sideways. Can you see that on the, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's like going sideways, like that way. For some reason, I don't know why, because I shuffle it very symmetrically, I'm gonna say. Let me try again. So this is the way I shuffle my decks. And yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened. I'm not sure if this is just my copy or all the decks are like this, but that's the only thing that I don't like about this deck. These are the backs that are the same as our beautiful book. I will leave you the website in the description box below so you can purchase this deck, because it is right now, it's still available. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. I love it so much. I hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are on this wonderful planet Earth, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.